Hello everyone, it's Melinda here with CatSmashPuzzles, and today I'm doing a Boardwalk puzzle that I believe I got from one of my puzzle swaps. This one is called Lake House. It's a 500-piece puzzle, and the reason we're doing this is to practice for the DFW Showdown that is coming up this week when I am filming. So all the puzzles will be Boardwalk because Boardwalk is sponsoring the event. So I think that practicing Boardwalk is essential for me to be successful and trying to do my best here. So the event is on Saturday, July 19th, and I will be attending, doing all 4 events. I will be doing the solo, which will be a 500-piece puzzle, the pairs relay with Christina, which will be 210-piece puzzles, and there'll be 2 of them. I'll be doing the pairs with Christina, which I believe is another 500-piece puzzle. And then we'll be doing teams with Christina, Shay, and Brittany, who will be joining us for the first time. We're actually going to be practicing tomorrow here, so we'll be practicing with her at least one time before we do the event. And she is a new silver belt, so she is also very quick, and I'm excited to team up with her because Christina, Shay, and I, we have a 4th that just kind of keeps looping around. We got to figure out who a good Texan would be. So we're super excited for Brittany to join us. And that'll be a 1,000-piece puzzle for the teams. And specifically, the gentleman who runs it, Steven, he basically said it'll be much easier than prior 1,000-piece team events because the last couple Showdown or Spooktacular puzzles that we've had were quite doozies, and almost a lot of the teams didn't finish within the time allotted. So definitely wanting all teams to finish, or majority of them to finish. You don't want a puzzle that's too hard where only just the top teams finish. We want everyone to do their best and hopefully get it done. But boardwalks can be tricky, and people can be really tripped up by the random cut. They have different types of cuts. They actually do have standard cut, they have a spiral cut, and they have random cut, which I think this is probably going to be a random cut, but I did get it from the puzzle swap, so I don't know exactly. It actually looks more like one of their standard cuts. Oh no, there's some random cut in there. So my grandmother actually gave me a 1,000-piece boardwalk, and she's like, have you seen the type of cut it is? Like, she was just completely confused by the random cut. I'm like, yeah, I've seen it before. It's not new to me. And so if you're not used to a random cut, it definitely does throw you off. So the Showdown, I believe, is mostly going to be new people. From what I understand is they haven't heard of speed puzzling, and they're just kind of joining up. So I'm kind of super excited to see new people joining in. Speed puzzling is for everyone, including people who aren't super fast. I always recommend anyone to join these events, especially teams, pairs. That way it's not as daunting as a solo attempt. And it's really about the community and just having lots of fun. So that's what I always recommend if you're unsure about going. I always just recommend just go try one event, go pair up with a random person at the event and see how it goes. And you know what? You get a puzzle out of it. You get to meet new people who like puzzles. It's always a great thing. But for this puzzle in particular, Lake House, it's going to be a little difficult. There's a lot of blue and green going on. The houses will probably be distinct enough for me. The sky will probably be alright as well. But I definitely can see myself getting a little bit struggle bus here with the lake. And it is summer, so kind of doing a summer themed puzzle. I did do a boardwalk puzzle for practice that was also summer themed, and it was called Backyard Barbecue, and I actually just got it under the 40-minute mark. So I was super thrilled to see my under sub 40s are starting to get on boardwalk puzzles, but technically they have been with speedpuzzling.com's custom puzzles, but those have been the standard cut, and I think that the barbecue one was random. So I'm very happy to see that my times are starting to get under that 40-minute mark on random cut boardwalk puzzles, because they are pretty much a good sponsor of a lot of speed puzzling events, and we do really like their brand. I love their boxes too. I've getting quite a collection going of them, and I have about 7 boardwalk puzzles, 3 500s, and 4 1000s, which I think I'm going to take the 1000s to practice, because I don't know if I want to speed puzzle a random cut 1000. That's probably a little too daunting for me. And then Dawdle is, I think, one of their sub-brands, I believe, and I have quite a few of those. And then I have a pretty nice wooden puzzle that I plan to do pretty soon. I actually got it from Puzzle Swap, which those are $120, which shocked me. I was like, are you sure you want to get rid of that? I'm not going to say no, but I'm just double checking. But yeah, I think this was going to be a little bit of a struggle bus. So I'll stick with my 2 goals. General goal of under the hour. I'm not too worried about that. But to get under 45 minutes is going to be a bit hard for this one. I suspect I'll be under 45 minutes, but just barely. So like 43 to 44 minutes is where I suspect I'll land on this one. But I could surprise myself and get a sub 40. So the sub 40s are going to be kind of a sub goal, basically, from moving forward with 500 piece puzzles that aren't extremely difficult. So that's what we're going to try to do today. Practice for the showdown, try to continue our goals. I think I'll stick with simply just flipping the pieces and kind of grabbing and sorting this one. I won't be doing the puzzle trays. I don't think I'll do the border first because random cut's very difficult to do the border because sometimes it's like a sliver here or they don't connect. So doing the border on random cut, it would not be my recommendation unless the border is a distinct aspect of the puzzle and the rest of the pieces are random cut. But I tend to avoid doing the border first for random cut. So I'm probably just going to flip them all, sort, and go from there. Alrighty. Boardwalk's Lake House 500 piece puzzle. Let's smash it. Well, as I kind of predicted, I was in that 43 to 44 minute range. I completed this puzzle in 43 minutes and 12 seconds. This was Lake House by Boardwalk, 500 piece puzzle in practice for the DFW Showdown coming up this week for me. So, as I predicted, it was a bit difficult in certain sections, but I was surprisingly sections I didn't predict basically. I thought the lake itself would be difficult, but it actually was a really easier part. Because once I got the sky completely done, I immediately went to the lake part and started doing that. And it just had enough distinct aspects in it where it wasn't super difficult. So like the sun reflecting off of it had that yellow part here, and then each of the boats kind of had their distinct aspects, so it divided up the lake a little bit, and it wasn't too difficult. The most difficult was actually kind of at the bottom here, with the trees in front of the house, and just some of the darker areas with the green. Those were the most tricky parts at the end for me. But otherwise, it came together rather quickly, and I was a little sad that it wasn't under 40 minutes, but I kind of thought this one would be a difficult one to do that, so I don't think it was, I'm not too surprised, basically. But I did check on myspeedpuzzling.com to see if anyone else has done this puzzle, and yes, a few people have, and I actually would be in first place, but only by about 12 or 13 seconds. Allie, who is a gold belt, I believe, completed this puzzle in 43 minutes and 25 seconds. So she wasn't too far off of me. And so I do think that she and I are pretty on par with times. So I think that, pretty much put me in the right spot. I could have done the border on this one first. I kind of predicted it would be random cut, which it was in the middle, but the border was actually pretty distinct edge pieces. So I could have done that if I had wanted to, but it's kind of a split-second decision whether you do the border or not with a random cut puzzle, and I pretty much go against doing the border first because it's just a lot more difficult than a standard border cut. But I do think that the bottom really did trip me up at the end, so maybe it was probably the right decision. And also, I did really kind of do a border sort. I really did sort the sky at the beginning while I flipped my pieces. So instead of doing the border, I just did a section first. And I did it once I was done flipping. I finished my flipping and I finished the sky in that order without deviating and going on to some random aspect of the puzzle. So I'm very proud of myself for that. And so I think for the difficulty of this puzzle, I landed on a good time. Can't complain with it. It was a good practice for the showdown. So my goals for the showdown are going to hopefully, most of it just have fun. It's really more of a community environment, friends, just enjoying each other's company and just doing puzzle swaps and doing puzzles, different types of little side events going on. The only caveat is I will be wanting to do as best I can in the individual competition. They actually did divide it into two. There is the advanced and the casual. And the advanced will be a 500 piece, and the casual, I believe, will be a 300 piece. Or 210. I'm not sure if they got one of the Boardwalk's new 300 piece count yet or not. But basically, the people who aren't super fast get their own section, so that way it's a little more, overall, just a better environment with regards to casual versus advanced. However, the advanced section is part of the JPAR, or the ratings for USA JPA. So if I rank 5th, it's going to go to my JPAR rating. And so I really want to do my best I can in my solo round. The rest of it's going to be just for fun. I'll be Brittany, Christina, and Shay and I just doing a good team round. Me and Christina enjoying our pairs and pairs relay. We really do enjoy the pair relay. But yeah, the solo one, I will do my best to basically just to win that one. Otherwise, I'm not going to put any other goals in regards to that. And I'm also going to maybe try to do a sub 40 in-person in competition. I think those will just be the two goals I have for the solo individual round. And that'll be that. Otherwise, it's going to be a fun in-person event. And then that'll be my last in-person event for a little while. Probably the next one will be the Spooktacular in October, which is run by Steven as well. And so the reason I have a massive gap in competition is I've had quite a few lately. The mini tournament, nationals, the Orange County 12-hour marathon. I've had quite a bit the last 5 to 6 months. The speed puzzling cruise. So I really need a little bit of a break regarding in-person competitions. There will be a mini tournament in August that I will attend as a volunteer. I do not plan to compete, so that is something I will be doing. I may do a full-length video of just how the volunteering went, and maybe just do the 300-piece puzzle on the side to see how I would have done, basically. That might be something I'll do in the future. I am doing still my 4-month Zoom competitions with speedpuzzling.com, and I'm now starting to do some European jigsaw jams. I will be getting those puzzles from Kinsey at the Showdown because I did buy them through her. That way she could order it in bulk with other people. Like I think Shay and Christina also ordered it with her, and we could get a lot more cheaper on the shipping from Europe. So those are my plans. I have a lot of Zoom competitions, so the in-person ones are going to be a little bit of a break for the moment, but I'll definitely, if something pops up here and there that's very local, I'll probably sign up for it, but I don't think I'm going to do anything big because I am going to prepare to go to the World Series next year, which will be in Canada. So that is kind of my goal. I'm also hoping to maybe go to Nationals next year. Once again, I don't know where it's located. They haven't announced it just yet, but let's see if I can do a pickup test. Ooh, it's a little precarious. Uh-oh, lost a piece. That's kind of my competition schedule for the moment. Hoping I will enjoy doing non-competition puzzles with y'all, because I think, it kind of mixes it up a little bit. I just did a 400-piece the last one. I'll be doing a Gallison one here in the next video, and also just improving in general, just challenging myself doing different types of puzzles, different types of techniques. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Kind of laying low a little bit until the next big event. Alrighty, but before then, the FW Showdown this week. I think I'm pretty prepared for it. About to go do my team practice with my friends tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But for Lake House, we did succeed in getting under the general goal of under the hour, and we got it under our pieces per minute goal of under 45 minutes. So, I think we smashed it. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.